developments. Farmers' unions claim that the Bandh was a success. The government is shaken. The government insists that the Bandh was an absolute failure. Markets were open, shops were open, rail lines were open, roads were open, and professional protesters have failed.
Highways blocked. Markets shut. Shops with shutters down. Trains halted. Clashes on the streets. Delhi-Haryana borders at Singhu, Tikri, Delhi-Uttar Pradesh borders at Ghazipur were blocked by farmers.
The police have put barricades due to the bandh called by the agitating farmers against the farm bills, and this road is free for traffic as of now. The bandh effect is not on the traffic on the Delhi-Noida border, as you can see.
On the 13th day of farmers' protest, more than the Kisan, it was the opposition which took centre stage.
नहीं, आपको नहीं रोका गया है। आपका कोई अपॉइंटमेंट है, आप अपॉइंटमेंट दिखाएं, आप अपॉइंटमेंट दिखा के जा सकते हैं।
Aam Aadmi Party workers sat on a dharna outside Arvind Kejriwal's residence, alleging that the Delhi Chief Minister was under house arrest, a claim denied by police.
जो भी हमसे बन पड़ रहा है, हम लोग कर रहे हैं। इसके लिए भी ये बहुत नाराज है केंद्र सरकार। तो अब इन 2 दिन इन लोगों ने कोशिश की कि किसी भी तरह से मैं बाहर ना निकल जाऊं, क्योंकि आज अगर ये लोग रोकते नहीं तो शायद थोड़ी देर के लिए मैं वहां जाता। वो नहीं चाहते थे कि मैं उनके बीच में जाऊं, उनके साथ बैठ के उनका समर्थन करूं।
The statement that the CM sir has put under house arrest is incorrect. We have tweeted about that also, and I have shown the photo also.
In Jaipur, BJP and Congress workers clashed.
You can see the visuals out here where the BJP workers have been alleging that it was the NSUI backed by the Congress government which landed outside the BJP office in Jaipur, and that is why this scuffle broke out. The Congress workers, the NSUI workers claimed that they were... कौन पत्थरबाजी कर रहा है?
सर, NSUI की तरफ से पत्थरबाजी हुई है। वो लोग जबरदस्ती यहाँ आकर जबरन उन लोगों ने घेराव करने का प्रयास किया, उसमें वो लोग विफल रहे और जबरदस्ती उधर से पत्थरबाजी हो रही है।
In Patna, protesters took to the streets and clashed with police at several places, while trains were blocked in Lucknow. Demonstrations were witnessed in Chennai, but normal life was not affected.
In Chennai, though, normalcy continues. All the offices are on roll, but protest in around 7 to 8 locations in the city is ongoing, and also in different parts of the district too. DNK, CPM and its allies have been continuously protesting.
Meanwhile, the opposition continues to pile up pressure on the government.
जो किसान संगठन दिल्ली में डटकर खड़े हैं, संघर्ष कर रहे हैं, उनके हाथ में किसी का भी राजनीतिक झंडा या डंडा नहीं है, डंडा सरकार के हाथ में है। तो हमारा कर्तव्य बनता है हम सब एक होकर किसानों के साथ समर्थन में खड़े रहे।
Today what's happening in Delhi? No, the protests are not being led by any political party per se. They are being led by the farmers and farmer organizations. So we are here expressing our solidarity on the ground to the farmers of this country. And in fact, this is just the beginning.
They are destroying these laws. That is why the farmers of the country are agitating. Congress party is supporting.
On the other hand, the centre came out making a strong case for new farm laws.
जो राजनीतिक दल किसानों के नाम पर राजनीति करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उनको अपने गिरेबा में पहले झांकना चाहिए। वो या तो घोषणा पत्र के माध्यम से जनता को गुमराह कर रहे थे और या आज किसानों को गुमराह करने के लिए इस प्रकार का कृत्य कर रहे हैं।
ये बिल किसानों के हित में है, किसानों को नए अवसर देता है और किसानों से हम बातचीत कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये लोग जो हैं ये क्या है?
विपक्षी पार्टियां चाहती हैं कि भारत प्रगति के पथ पर जो अग्रसर है, भारत की वो प्रगति पर कहीं न कहीं अंकुश लगे। विपक्ष चाहती है कि कोलाहल हो, विपक्ष चाहती है कि उनका दोगलापन किसी के सामने ना आए।
Irrespective of whether the Bharat Bandh was successful or not, the farmers' message is loud and clear. They want their voices heard. All eyes are now on the 6th round of talks between farm unions and the centre. With Akshay Nath, Abhishek Anand and Devankur Vadhawan. Bureau Report, India Today.
India Today has the biggest team of reporters on ground, and we will get you the latest. I have Vijay Javandia, founder, member of the Shetkari Sangathan, joining me on the broadcast. Pawan Khed of the Congress Party, Tom Vadakan of the BJP. But before I come to our guests, I quickly want to cut across to Rahul Srivastav and Polami Saha, getting us the latest. So Rahul, 6th round of talks tomorrow, but there's a meeting between Amit Shah and 13 leaders of the Farmers Union. What's expected? What's cooking, Rahul?
Gaurav, till now, if you see the meetings, there has been two very divergent stands as far as the dispute is concerned. Farmers saying repeal the 3 laws, government saying talk about something else. This is something which is not going to happen. Now, initially the government had asked for objections. In the last meeting, facing a situation where the farmer union just moved back, put their fingers on the lips and scribbled on pieces of paper yes or no to their demands, the government came up with the idea that why don't you submit suggestions to what can be the outcomes. Gaurav, not much is likely to change even if the meeting had been held tomorrow. I think this, by calling this meeting, Amit Shah has done one thing. He has broken the rhythm which was actually not yielding anything. He has asked the farmer union, I'm stepping in. The government has signaled that we are getting in more senior people with a greater say in the government who can get things done quickly. Let's talk. But the backdrop is that the farm union called for a bandh. Political parties jumped in. The government got an opportunity to say there is politics behind it. You see the kind of attack in the last 48 hours. The bandh was not successful in most of the BJP ruled states and several other states, even West Bengal, because of the presence of the left parties in the bandh. The Mamata Banerjee government didn't back it. In Maharashtra, buses ran, trams.
Very interesting. So politics then takes center stage.
Now the government has got an idea
that
absolutely,
it's not a and that's why the government is saying that the bandh was a flop. Interesting. Government insists that these farmers are not a pan-India protest. The farmers' protest is not pan-India. It's only in opposition-ruled states. But Polami, there's also a cabinet meeting. So what do we expect? What do we expect from this meeting that Amit Shah is holding? And can we link tomorrow's cabinet to what's happening here?
Well, as far as the cabinet is concerned, Gaurav, we still don't know the agenda. They say that it will be fine-tuned by tonight. But yes, they are not anticipating anything major in the cabinet because they're still saying that there is a meeting that is to happen between the government and the farmer representatives tomorrow, the 6th round of talks, which is to happen. But there is a very crucial meeting which is happening right behind me at the International Guest House of the Center for Agricultural Research in Delhi at Pusa. And this meeting has been underway for at least a couple of hours. Earlier, there was some confusion over where this meeting is to happen. The farmer leaders, some of them thought it was to happen at Mr. Shah's residence. Some were not very keen on the meeting happening at Mr. Shah's residence. They wanted it to happen at a neutral venue. So Pusa was selected. Earlier, there was talk that Mr. Shah would join over video conference with the meeting, with the farmer leaders over that meeting. But then, of course, it was insisted that he be present over here, which he's done. He has has been inside this institute at the International Guest House behind me for the past couple of hours, and the meeting is still underway. The agriculture ministers, their two leaders of the farmer leaders, had in fact boycotted this meeting. The agriculture minister made a call to them, and they have joined the meeting as well. So it is going to be very interesting. But like Rahul was saying, what Mr. Shah has tried to do is he has tried to break the rhythm, the constant stalemate. He's tried to break that rhythm, and everything is being etched out at the moment in this meeting, which is underway.
Very interesting. So is this an attempt to find a solution? Can there be a middle ground? Vijay Javandia, the government says we are reaching out to farmers. Farmers want a solution. Is a middle ground possible given this late night meeting that's also happening? Do you expect a breakthrough, sir?
No, I am very happy that Amit Shah ji at last has intervened in this. That is a very good news. But I think government also must take one or two steps back, and that is not bowing before the agitation. Actually, it will be honoring the Annadata of this country. The farmers are not very clear about these three laws. So these three laws must be kept suspended, and they should agree on the agreeable points. That should be the memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
And for example, MSP. The real problem is MSP. Farmers are fearing that government wants to do away from MSP and also do away from the CACP also. So this fear must be removed, and some changes.
Let's take it step by step. You talked about MSP, sir. Let's take it step by step. Pawan Kheda, the government says farmers want a resolution. It's professional protesters and political parties that are getting involved who want to prolong this Bandh. The government insists the Bandh was a flop. Pawan Kheda.
Rahul, in the interests of the farmers, I think every single Indian, irrespective of his or her political affiliations, wants a resolution. Who wants to witness these, and who wants the world to witness these scenes where our farmers are braving all odds, sitting in the middle of winters outside Delhi? Because at the end of the day, it's the image of the country also which matters. So it's very good for the BJP to attack the Congress and opposition. We are in politics to lend our support to these farmers. Why should we not lend our support to these farmers? When Anna Andolan was happening, the RSS and the BJP lent their support to Anna Hazare, to the Lokpal movement. We didn't say you are professional protesters. We didn't say Yogendra Yadav is a professional protester or Prashant Bhushan is a professional protester. Obviously, they have a democratic right to protest against what they think is wrong or in favor of what they think is right. So, I don't think it's very mature.
Vadakan, please respond. Absolutely. Yogendra Yadav. Okay. Fair enough. Tom Vadakan, please respond. Is the effort to find a solution, or is the effort to tire out the farmers and target who you people describe, sir, as professional protesters, as Pawan Kheda said, be it Prashant Bhushan or Yogendra Yadav or others, sir?
Gaurav, I'm very happy that my old friend Pawan Kheda has done an admission that yes, we will protest, we'll join hands, but it also reminds me of a statement by late Arun Jaitley ji, who in a blog said, rent-a-cost campaign, This rent-a-cost campaign is something when you don't find the ground on which you're standing, when you find it slipping, you discover all methodologies to retain, to survive. That's understandable. Any political party will do it. Now, what I'm surprised is, 2019, they spelt it out in their manifesto, and there was an English version and a Hindi version, and in the English version it was scrapping the structure of the APMC, and then subsequently Pawarji wrote letters to all ministers. Now the submission from the NCPs, it was under pressure from the Congress party that they did it. And we had the DMK also coming out with a manifesto in the year 2016.
Okay.
And that
Pawan Kheda, before I come to Vijay Javandia, would you quickly want to respond to BJP's... Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Pawan Kheda, the BJP's allegation of double speak. Sir, okay, quickly, 30 seconds before I get Mr. Pawan Kheda to respond.
Tom is a friend of mine, and he should realize that did we mention in our manifesto?
Congress President Rahul Gandhi addressed
Gaurav,
the peace.
am I supposed to respond, or is Tom supposed to continue? I thought you asked me to speak, right?
No, I thought you asked me to continue. Is it, Gaurav? Am I to understand that?
Asked me to respond to you, so.
Sir, 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gaurav, right.
Okay. Let's get Pawan Khera to respond to you. I'll come back to you for another intervention. Let's get Pawan Khera to respond to the point you've raised. 1 point, please. Go on,
Gaurav,
Mr. Khera.
Where in our manifesto did we say we will do away with public procurement, we'll do away with MSP? Where did we say that we'll not have MSP for the parallel private player and we'll only have MSP for the government procurement? Where did we say that? And Sharad Pawarji's letter was a process of building a consensus towards reforms. Where was that effort on your part? Have the decency to have a proper debate.
If that reform is now happening,
let me finish. Don't interrupt.
Is it professional?
Do not interrupt.
Okay.
Please do not interrupt.
States very clearly.
Gaurav, you can't allow people to interrupt like this. If I am completing a point, I should be allowed to complete the point.
One by one. Gentlemen,
then I should be allowed to finish.
let's attempt to find solutions and no point scoring. No point scoring. Just solutions. Solutions is what we are aiming at. Pawan Khera, quick 30 seconds, sir, before I bring in Mr. Jawandia. Pawan Khera.
Gaurav, consensus building is a word which I don't think Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Narendra Modi understand. Since Tom Badakan belongs to the old Congress school of thought, I am sure he hasn't forgotten that. Consensus is what has achieved greatest reforms in this country. And if Sharad Pawarji wrote letters to the chief ministers, you remember delisting of fruits and vegetables under UPA? 16 state governments were taken into confidence. When the consensus was built, fruits and vegetables were delisted from APMC. So, that's
Sir, but counting trees, are you losing sight of the woods? Isn't that what is happening right now? Are these reforms not needed for the farmers, for the betterment, so that there's more money with the farmers, sir?
This is not about consensus. This is about...
Fair enough. That's a very valid point. That's a very valid point that you raised there. That's a very valid point you raised, that farmers should be convinced. But okay, Vijay Jawandia. Vijay Jawandia, sir, quickly.
कि भाई आप कोई भी कैंपेन के साथ मिल जाते हो और आप ये कहने चाहते हो कि आप
Gentlemen, I need to move on to the next point. And Vijay Jawandia, the initial protest. Okay, I'm sorry. Tu mein not on our channel, sir. Sir. The aim is India first. The aim is India first and not tu mein. My humble request to both my guests, sir. India first, sir. Vijay, sir. The aim was initially farmers said MSP. Government says we gave a written commitment on MSP when Agriculture Minister visited Punjab. Have the farmers, under political pressure of some of the left affiliated or other political parties affiliated, farmers unions, changed the goalpost to repeal the 3 acts? MSP government says we gave a commitment.
No, not only that. See, goalpost is changed by the BJP people. And I want to just suggest one thing to Pawan Khera ji also. Instead of supporting Bharat Bandh, if your chief minister could have procured bajra in Rajasthan speedily and effectively and cotton in Maharashtra effectively and asked money for that from Modi government, and if Modi government would not have given you money, your chief minister would have had a sit-in program in front of Prime Minister office. That would have been supported and increased morale of this agitation to a high degree. Why you have not done this? One thing. Second, in what BJP is constantly saying, I am listening to all BJP leaders. They are just quoting neem-coated urea. They are just mentioning about 6,000 rupees. Sir, I want to intervene here. Because of this only, farmers are not having trust on BJP, that just giving by MSP and not repealing these 3 laws, they can go away from MSP at any time. I will just give you one example. Essential Commodity Act.
But this is what the Prime Minister says is fear-mongering. Is this fear-mongering? But before I get the BJP to respond to that, Rahul Srivastav, is this now more about politics? Rahul Srivastav, is this more about politics than the issues that the farmers had initially raised about the MSP? And is there merit in the government saying it's not just about professional protesters, but also political parties that have got involved? They want the government to be embarrassed, even if the nation gets embarrassed in the bargain.
Gaurav, MSP is 6% of India's agriculture. That's what is the expanse of this term. Now, when the government says there is politics, I think what the Modi government, where it failed, that the best political communicator, Narendra Modi, could have held a series of Man Ki Baat with the farmers, and I think he could have convinced them. That didn't happen. But beyond that, when it comes to the farm bills and the political stance taken by Congress and others, there is definitely a somersault. Why I say that? You read in the Dam part of the Congress Manifesto 2019, point in agriculture, point number 11. Pawan is a very old friend, and I will like to read out. Congress will repeal the Agricultural Produce Market Committees Act and make trade in agriculture produce, including exports and interstate trade, free from all restrictions. APMC to be repealed. Now, that's what Nitish Kumar did in 2006, and that's what the Congress has provided. What happened, Gaurav, actually? Amrinder Singh, who is a powerful virtual regional satrap in the Congress fold, took a political line. He saw a political opportunity. He set the agenda in Punjab. He forced the Akali Dal, which was actually part of the Council of Ministers which cleared the bill, to move out of the NDA. The agenda was set by Amrinder Singh, not the Congress. The Congress later joined in, realizing the potential. A political party, Gaurav, can change its stand, but these are very critical elements. Farmers are 60% of the vote in the country.
30 seconds.
It has
absolutely quick 30 seconds. Quick 30 seconds before I get Tom Vadakan. I'm out of time. I'm out of time on this show. Pawan Kheda, quickly respond.
Gaurav.
This is political opportunism. The BJP says that facts bear that out. Go on, sir.
Two things. One, the farmer leader, respected farmer leader, Vijayji said that we should have procured Bajra. Sir, the center is not releasing our due share of GST. So a government which can give us a promise, swearing on the Constitution of India, has gone back on its word.
This is not excuse.
उम्मीद करेंगे कि MSP देंगे, ये GST नहीं दे रहे हैं साहब, हमारा हिस्सा नहीं दे रहे हैं GST का, इन पर कौन भरोसा करेगा? Now, Rahul Srivastav, see our manifesto in totality. We have said farmers market at every 2 to 3 kilometers. You can't just read one line out of our manifesto and forget the others. It has to be seen and read in totality. We never said MSP nahi denge. We never, hamare waqt to ye kabhi, again, the Swaminathan Commission, they keep saying Swaminathan. I'll tell you, 201 recommendations of the Swaminathan Commission, 175 were accepted and implemented by the Dr. Manmohan Singh government. Only 26 were remaining. आकर आ गए क्रेडिट लेने साहब, हमने ये भी कर दिया किसानों के लिए. क्यों नहीं करते भरोसा किसान इन पर? क्योंकि ये झूठ बोलते हैं सुबह से शाम तक. That is the problem.
Tom Vadakan, respond to the fact the Prime Minister, known as one of the best communicators, hasn't been able to communicate. If this is so good for farmers, as Pawan Kheda puts it, why are farmers on the streets braving the Delhi winters, sir?
Gaurav, this is a very strange thing. The Prime Minister is fully seized of the matter and he is absolutely in contact with them. He is not coming into public domain speaking about the issue. If the issue has reached the Home Minister's gate and the issue is being discussed, it will be, I think, not correct on my side to make a comment on an ongoing situation. But let me tell you, my friend Pawan Kheda has spoken that everything has happened on Swaminathan report. But the fact is, Swaminathan himself is supporting this government and is supporting this reform.
Show me where is he supporting these three laws. Sorry, Show me where has Swaminathan ji supported these three laws. You are getting confused between MS Swaminathan and Swaminathan Ankaleshwar Iyer.
Okay, ultimately, again, I am not going to get into a tutu meme.
You are getting confused between two Swaminathans.
I'm not getting into the tutu meme, but Vijay Javandia, last 30 seconds that I have on the broadcast, on this part of the debate, Vijay Javandia, closing comments, is there a fear? Is there a fear? Okay, is there a fear? Is there a fear, sir? Okay, gentlemen, let's stay on the central issue of the farmers' protest and the road ahead. Is there a fear that the unity of the farmers' unions may be broken with the government reaching out to those who are happy to look at a middle path, who are happy to move forward, and not the politically affiliated farmers' unions and the professional protesters?
Yes, I am also doubting that, and that will be a very wrong thing. Farmers' problem will not be solved. Divide and rule, if that tactics is used, I think farmers and the poor people of this country will be ruined, and that is what is happening since last 6 years. 6,000 rupees to a farmer is a election gimmick. 500 rupees to a woman is a election gimmick. 5 kilo free of food is a election gimmick. You can get elected, but the agriculture crisis will not be solved. That is what I want to say loudly and clearly here.
Fair enough. So all eyes on this meeting that's happening between the farmers' unions, 13 members, and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah on the road ahead. Rahul Srivastava, Paulami Saha and India Today's team will get you the latest on this story. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.